Okay, so this is going to be our top 10. I'm really excited about it. It's been at least a year since I did my last top 10 UFO videos of all time, from 10 down to 1. If you follow the UAP files, you'll know that we get sent thousands of videos and photos every year from people that follow the UAP files to other ones where people have seen a case and gone, what do you think of this? I love digging into them. I love sort of speculating on what's prosaic and what isn't and what's true unknowns. And I think this collection of top 10 is really some of the best that's out there. And I think you'll be surprised with what's in the top 3 and certainly what's number 1, because it's different from the last time I did one of these, which was about a year ago. So without further ado, let's jump in. Kicking us off at number 10 is this footage taken by pilot George A. Arteaga while flying over Antigua in Colombia, November the 4th, 2015. Now there are some variations of that date suggested online, but these seem to be the most original or official dates provided. Experts point out that the video is most likely real and not computer generated. According to the pilot, his Cessna plane was at 12,500 feet when it passed an object that moved suddenly. Arteaga says he found it strange. He turned the aircraft around and started filming with his iPhone. That's when the object moved towards the aircraft again. He said it seemed to have an oval shape and shined a lot. It changed speed and direction without any pattern. It didn't appear to be a balloon, nor a drone, nor an airplane. It was totally different. That was George A. Arteaga, the pilot, in his words, verbatim. Next up is this cool footage of a UFO caught on volcano cam over Colima volcano, Mexico, 12th of March 2018, 7:29 PM local time. Credit for this one goes to Webcams de Mexico. The footage shows the object flying over the volcano, hanging around and then shooting off at speed back the way it came. This is not a camera artifact, not a conventional explanation that I can think of at all. Rumour has it that this webcam was set up due not to the volcano, but to capture the unusual activity witnessed around the site. And wow, we have seen a lot of footage clipped from people watching this footage in real time. We've featured several of the other videos captured from this webcam over the last few months on the UAP Files Instagram account, so go check that out. You'll see now, real time, this object shoot, top right hand corner of the screen and out of shot. What could that be? What can do that? In at number 8 is the NASA Tether incident, Space Shuttle Columbia STS-75 Flight Day 9, March 1st, 1996. Orbs in focus, directional change in some cases putting the official claim of ice rocks in doubt. Many argue it's space debris or ice particles, but some objects seem to change direction. We've done some technical analysis on the footage and the objects do change direction multiple times. You can even hear the confusion from the astronauts and NASA Base Command from the original audio that accompanies the footage.
And there's a little bit of debris that kind of flies with us, and it's illuminated by the sun at such low angle. So there's a lot of stray light, and it's getting washed out quickly, but Claude is trying to do a quick, good job here adjusting the cameras.
The long object was an experiment involving a 12-mile long electrically conductive tether to generate electricity moving through Earth's magnetic field. The tether broke after it extended 12 miles and a satellite drifted away from the shuttle. Now, NASA said that this was likely ice particles. Do you think they seemed intelligently controlled? Some did to me. My friend and enhancement whiz Peter Osborne helped enhance these, and we made a whole podcast about it, joined by our friend Tom Vernon to talk it through. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to take a closer look at this case. In at number 7 is the Denby Lights UFO, filmed on January the 3rd, 2012. 3 AM in the morning, a giant saucer-shaped object captured on camera. The police were even called to the area to investigate.
My name's Nathan. I was watching TV, then I heard a bang. It was the bin, and I looked outside, and it was like big circles.
The two boys, Alex and Nathan Thomas, who filmed this, gave fascinating accounts at the time, and despite being clearly nervous and slightly uncomfortable being filmed, they came across incredibly credible and honest. The lights on the footage seem to show a saucer or disc shape tilted on its side. Attempts to debunk this include golf carts and a half-mile long electrical arcing. Very silly. I tracked Nathan down and interviewed him as an adult now, over a decade later, and his account hasn't changed. He believes it was non-human, Check that out. I'll link the video in the description where he talks through the case, the footage and his experience as a teenager being ridiculed when it came out. A great guy and one of the most popular videos on this channel. Some official footage now from the UK, in at number 6, the MPAS National Police Air Service flying disc, recorded on the 16th of September 2016 over the Bristol Channel in the UK. The full 8-minute video was released under Freedom of Information. Basically, the helicopter cops over the Bristol Channel tweeted part of the footage with a cheeky little alien emoji. They clarified that the clock was out by an hour, so it was pitch black at the time. This was never identified, and it's clearly saucer-shaped and pursued by British helicopter police. An awesome piece of official footage. The cops, obviously in true British style, treated it with humour, but were genuinely bemused as to what it could be. This video, often referred to as the UFO that splits in two, recorded near Rafael Hernandez Airport, Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, was recorded on April the 25th, 2013 by thermal imaging cameras on board a US Customs and Border Protection aircraft. In the footage we see the UFO split in two pieces, dip into the water. No known aircraft can do that. There has been a ton of back and forth online with debunkers and UAP researchers, and some scientific papers put out by the Scientific Coalition on UAP. The DoD claimed this one is conventional, suggesting a Chinese lantern, but this is just a guess based on limited data. I think this does split and continue underwater at speed. Well worthy of our number 5 spot. Agree or disagree, it's certainly worthy of the top 10, and it's still being debated to this day. In at number 4 is this famous Nellis Air Force Base UFO from 1995. This clip was taken from the new show Hard Copy. This was described as a disc shape, moving erratically and displaying rapid direction change. The debunkers suggest this is secret military tech at the time. However, in 30 years, we haven't seen anything disc-shaped, moving erratically with instant direction change. Recently, former military whistleblower Jason Sands appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they pulled this footage up to look through it. And a cool point of note is the footage they used was from our Instagram account. Yes, the UAP files. That did get shared with everyone in my contacts list, I'm not going to lie. A proud day indeed. We even get audio from those viewing the footage, which adds that extra data point. They clearly have no idea what they're watching.
I don't know.
This footage is particularly significant because it's a very clear outline of the craft, a significant location also in UFO lore being Nellis Air Force Base, so it's definitely worthy of our top 10. Big shout out to Joe Rogan and Young Jamie for choosing this video to bring up over others. That was a very cool day. I also interviewed Jason myself on the UAP Files podcast, and you can check out that video linked in the description.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
We're almost there. We're now into our last 3. This is in at number 3, the gimbal, the famous footage, initially leaked, then formally declassified in 2017 and acknowledged by the Pentagon in 2020. The footage was actually taken on January 21st, 2015, captured by Navy pilots. There's no discernible wings or tail, rotating in mid-air against strong winds, no visible means of propulsion. The infrared signatures emitting heat, but thermal characteristics differ from known aircraft. Arguments put forward by debunkers, but none of them stand up to scrutiny, and it's still one of, if not the clearest government official clips out there today, and worthy of our top 3.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing! It's rotating.
In at number 2 was last year's number 1, the Camburgus Turkey UFO, filmed from 2007 to 2009. As you can see from this footage where the cameraman zooms out to capture the moon, then you see both objects in the sky, and then he zooms back in to capture the craft. Debunkers and skeptics often say you never see him zoom in or out to prove it's outside. But in this video from May 17th, 2009, you absolutely do. If you hear that old tripe again, point them to this video. The footage was filmed by Yalcin Yaman, who we tracked down and interviewed for his first ever long-form interview in over a decade. I'll link that video in the description if you want to check it out, and his interview with the translator and the enhancement put together by air image specialist Peter Osborne. Yalcin recorded this footage from a beach in Camburgus. The footage has never been fully debunked, and in fact the only independent analysis done on this was by Professor Zeki Ika, the director of the Turkish National Observatory for Science and Technology, who said it was genuine footage, not of a model, not a special effect, and the object is lit by moonlight. Just an incredible piece of footage. And there is just so much of it. He filmed many hours of the footage and it's all online to be analysed, and no one has managed to come up with a suitable debunk. I covered this in a Debunking the Debunkers video, linked in the description also. Yalcin's story is wild and makes new predictions for the locations and the dates of new craft that will be sighted, which did happen. Check out his interview. And finally, in at number 1 is the Concorde UFO. The Concorde's maiden voyage flight from London, 1976. Although we cannot see nuts and bolts in this footage or a grey alien outline in the high fidelity Camburgus footage, this one has cultural significance. The credibility of the national broadcast at the time and the Concorde aircraft's maiden flight from London, showing that connection to UFOs' long history of intrigue and investigation into our latest technology. At this time, Concorde was the fastest aircraft around. It was advanced, it was groundbreaking, and it was brand new. And right there, on camera, on a national advert of the Concorde, recorded by broadcasters who had no interest in UFOs during, prior or since. They captured this object that moved in ways that defy conventional aircraft, clearly between the Concorde and the airplane capturing the footage. Too high to be an insect, too fast to be a bird, too coordinated to be a camera artifact in my opinion, and the footage that stands the test of time. Debunks have been lazy and best guesses, with NHI not even being a possibility. This is clearly an early orb capture on high-res camera broadcast to the world on a significant day for our technology progress. As if they were popping by to say hi, that's cool, but can you do this? White orbs of light that have been seen time and time again around our aviation, air shows, and let's not forget the Foo Fighters during World War II and Allied forces. A perfect number 1 in today's compilation. And before you go, we just need to pop in this very last honourable mention. We have to include the Hellfire UFO, filmed from a Reaper drone with a UFO appearing to survive a strike from a Hellfire missile and then continue on with smaller objects following along beside it, despite having been just shot off. Still being debated, but very significant in that it appeared during the most recent UAP hearings at Congress, presented by Congressman Eric Burleson, apparently provided to him by an anonymous source, but still somehow he says he's able to trace that the source is credible. Well, that's it. What would you put in your top 10? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.